Welcome to this demonstration session. Thank you for showing up and volunteering for this. I'd like to hear your dream. Can you please share it with us?
这个梦境是我和我的女儿来到前夫家，进到房间了以后，整个房间的感觉就是很旧、很乱，不太干净。然后我就走到家里的窗户边，然后前夫从后面在抱着我，然后我努力挣扎，挣扎的过程当中不难受，挣扎掉以后我就跑开，他在追我。追我的过程当中，我用一根棍子在进行就打击他，就让他不要追我，然后他就不再追我。这个时候我就来到了沙发旁边，他在我的斜对角在逗我，在不停的逗我开心，然后我就觉得忍不住就蹲到那里笑了起来。然后这时候我的女儿在她的房间里在整理，然后我是睡梦醒了，是笑醒的。
Okay, I suppose you are familiar with dream work a little bit, so you know that I would reformulate the dream so that you fully own all the dream elements as being a part of yourself. But before doing the reformulation, I'd like to ask you a few questions. How do you feel towards this house of your ex-husband?
当时梦境里的感觉，房间就很惊讶，怎么变得这么陈旧和乱
？Apart from the feeling of old and messy, did you live there? Were you familiar with that place? Do you like it? Do you dislike? Did you dislike it? Is there anything else that you could share about that?
曾经住在这里，我和女儿都住在这里，感觉很熟悉，但是还有一点点悲伤，觉得怎么变成了这个样子。
How old is your daughter in the dream?
有13、14岁。
Okay. So this first part, you find yourself in this house of your ex-husband with your daughter, and it's very messy, dirty, messy. So you would reformulate that by, I am in touch with a part of my inner space that feels quite messy, surprisingly messy. So you find yourself in touch with a part of you that is messy, but you find yourself in that situation with your inner child, which means the part of you that is growing, that is learning, that is progressing on its life path and growth path. So the first thing you do is to start cleaning up the mess. That indicates that you are concerned about getting yourself, your inner environment cleared up, sorted out in terms of whatever is unresolved inside yourself. So then the next thing we have in the dream is that your ex-husband is there. He holds you from behind by the window, and you want to push him back with a stick. In a way, this would be reformulated as there is some kind of inner conflict between a part of you that reminds you your ex-husband that is of a masculine nature, but also that has specific characteristics that you see on your husband. So there is a part of you that feels similar and that you are fighting against, that you want to push back, to get rid of. So of course, we will have to identify what exactly you project on your ex-husband that you also somehow have inside you and that you kind of fight against or want to get rid of. Before we go deeper into that, let me keep going with sort of reformulating this dream. So you sort of succeed in pushing back that part of you that seems to be putting some pressure on you, on chasing you, or wanting something from you that you don't want to give. You succeed in that, so he takes some distance, he retreats. That part of you keeps quiet. Meanwhile, while that part of you retreats, sort of takes a lower profile, it also wants to indicate that this is just a game. It tries to make you have fun with it. So at the same time, your daughter is tidying up the bedroom. The bedroom is the more intimate part of a house. So that would mean that the growing part of you is taking care of sorting out, doing some changes in your intimate environment, whatever deals with possibly your sexual life or the most intimate part of your being. And while she's doing that, you are squatting down, keeping your head low, and in fact having fun. You're kind of laughing, but putting your hand in front of your mouth, like if you were not totally a little bit pourhaïs, that you find it funny, you want to hide it. You kind of are having fun about this situation, but you want to keep it almost secret, low profile. You don't show out too much of it. While that other part of you is trying to sort out your difficulties, clearing up the mess. The whole situation is kind of clear that there is some kind of inner struggle with a part of you that is related to your ex-husband's attitude, but that you also carry inside. So we need to clarify what kind of attitude is that exactly? How do you understand that? In other words, what can you recognize as being a little bit messy inside of you that would be related to possible some sexual needs or sexual desires or fantasies that you are repressing, that you don't quite like, but you know, there is this kind of inner struggle, something that is there, that you try to make fun of it, but that you still struggle with. Is there anything that you feel you can share with us about that? You don't have to, but does that make sense to you or not at all?
今天米桑老师提到关于性，好像我在梦里没有去感受到这一部分。当今天提起来的时候，我是感觉那个东西是陌生的，是压抑的。
The question is, how do you look at your ex-husband? What kind of pressure is he putting on you when he is taking you from behind? Is that sexual or not?
首先没有性的表达，然后那感受他在抱我的过程当中，他是在开玩笑，然后我也没有很愤怒，我只是努力必须要挣脱这样一个过程。
Why do you try to get rid of it? Was it bothering to you or invasive to you?
梦里的感觉，他抱我的时候，我是身体是左右摇晃去挣扎，要挣脱开的。但是我好像感觉有没有很生气，就是好像两人在做游戏、开玩笑一样。然后我挣脱掉以后，我就跑开了，不允许他再靠近我。
What you project on your husband is, if I understand it correctly, a desire to take things lightly and make fun of things.
对的，对的。
One important element in the dream is that there is a messiness in that house that surprises you. What do you think in your own inner environment feels messy to you?
这个脏和乱，我其实在梦境里的感受是，其实进去是有点苍凉的感觉，悲凉的感觉，好像时过境迁。也如果说去连接我的内在的话，我感觉到了我曾经这一段过往不是很开心的地方。
Not happy about that experience, that relationship?
对的。
Is it more the relationship that feels sad, that feels messy?
对的，不开心的。
What aspect of the relationship did not work?
我们没有打架争斗，最多的状况就语言，他说话比较苛责，比较难听，比较伤自尊。
So that might indicate that, you know, if he is present in your dream, you may have also a judgmental or critical part in you that you fight against. Would that make sense to you?
有的。
Because definitely the dream indicates something about your inner environment. And of course, you go and pick some elements of your outer experience, but it's really meant to talk about your inner reality. So in that case, the dream might indicate that this part of you, which is more masculine by nature, because masculine, rational, is a more typical masculine attribute in the mind, maybe also then judgmental and critical. That part of you is kind of too close to you. You want to push it back.
是的，有这种感觉。
So then the dream indicates that you have this kind of inner struggle, but you are in a process of trying to clear up this struggle, cleaning the mess.
对的，有这种方向。
So in this way, this dream makes sense to you?
这样看，我觉得是有意义的。我觉得我确实是在和内在很苛责我的那个我在对抗，因为我本来的我是有些神经大条，不守规则，喜欢自由。
So what do you think the dream is inviting you to? What can you learn from it?
邀请和学习。我觉得邀请的话是，当他去拥抱我的时候，他是给我示好；当我蹲在地上，他在逗我开心的时候，其实他是邀请我说，我并没有责怪你，其实我很喜欢你这一部分。然后学习到的就是说，我和内在那个很有力量的、很苛责的那个我，希望我成长的我，其实我们之间是不矛盾的。
To grow in what direction? What is it that could change, you think?
成长的方向是除了独立，因为这个很有力量的，我是希望我独立的。除了独立之外，是希望有更多的灵动，更多的自己的多元化的，而不仅仅是独立。就独立也是为了让自己活得更有变化，更自由一些。
Okay, certainly the squatting in the end would indicate something more closed. There might be an invitation to be indeed more open, more confident about your own different aspects. Okay, is this way to approach the dream satisfactory to you, or do you still have some questions about it?
我感觉到这个结尾的方式挺好的，有一种融合的感觉，感觉到有一种内在的自我的一个冲突，没有冲突的感觉，就是以前内心很多冲突，不喜欢自己这个部分，不喜欢那个部分。我感觉到那个需要独立的我和我那个灵动的我，他们是不矛盾的，他们是一家人。
Would you say that your ex-husband also represents a more independent part of you?
对的，我觉得应该是啊，就那个更有力量的、更独立的那一部分，然后和我生活中比较没有方向、没有规律，然后比较随性那个我的两个人的一个存在。
I'd like to offer you a little experience related to this dream. And I'd like to ask you to go back to that dream. Imagine you are back in that dream. You can close your eyes if you feel comfortable with that. And just take some time to imagine the atmosphere of this house. It's a little messy, but your daughter is actively busy in cleaning up the mess. And then your ex-husband is there right behind you, trying to, whatever, make fun. I'd like to invite you to turn around and look at your ex-husband. Feel his presence and feel the specific qualities that you see in him. Now, he represents, in fact, a part of you that has these qualities that you perceive in him. So I'd like to ask you to just role play him. Imagine you are this presence and go into these qualities that he represents, that part of you that has these qualities. Just explore how you can do that. You are there and you are having this intention to just have fun. You are confident, you feel strong, and you can look at the woman in front of you and the girl. Just take some time to fully feel that perspective. What is it exactly that you would like to say to this woman in front of you? You can keep it inside. You don't need to say out now. Just imagine you are talking to her, wanting to make her have fun, be joyful, open up. Now you can also say, I am with you. We are one. Let's just hug each other. Just come into my presence. Breathing together. Feeling love and acceptance. And while we breathe together, we can breathe out the past and breathe out anything that feels disturbing or unbalanced. Breathe in new possibilities, harmony. Breathing out the past, breathing in new possibilities. Take the time you need, and when you're ready, just prepare to close this little experience and come back here. Anything you want to share about this experience you just had?
就是看到那个内在的自己那个冲突，然后真正的诉求，当你说的那个和谐的时候，然后你接纳自己所有的时候，内心是还是那种情绪蛮大的，就说是有对和谐很深的渴望，对自己的生活可能有没有那么好的掌控感的时候，会有很多指责和冲突。我就在这里面看到了很多的可能性，就是说跟自己接纳自己，然后跟自己和谐相处，这是很重要的一部分。
Now, welcome these tears, because these tears are cleansing tears. It's like taking an inner shower. Feeling emotional about this is also a way to celebrate transformation. Anything else you would like to say or ask? Any question you may have?
其他的也问不出来什么，就是今天让我很深的一个点，就是说到这个和谐的时候，触动那么大的时候，是因为从小到大就好像没有在和谐的环境当中待很久，然后自己的家庭也是不是自己成了小家也不和谐，所以内心很渴望那种很和谐、很和谐、很平和的生活方式，特别怕吵架。
Well, this is exactly what the dream is about, right? It's about clearing up the mess, which is really the same as creating harmony. So you are in a process of installing a new kind of harmony inside your being. And from inside out, this will show up in your life.
是的，是的，就是
Great.
感谢，Thank you 。
So we're going to leave it here for this dream. Thank you for having shared that. Thank you for having shared your tears and your process. I think many people can learn from this. So I wish you can stay in touch with this sense of harmony and this clear intention that you have to strengthen yourself in a peaceful inner state.
非常感谢米萨老师，确实这个梦境给了我也很深的一个追求和谐、快乐的这样一个 一个启示，然后生活中我也在努力去学习和成长。我觉得这一点特别感恩，谢谢米山老师。
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye bye
thank
for
you.
now. Best
Bye-bye.
wishes. Bye bye.
Mhm.
In this case demonstration, we have observed that it was not easy to identify what kind of projection exactly the dreamer, the client, was making on this dream actor, an important part of her dream, the male presence, this ex-husband. What exactly was that representing? So I had first an idea that this might be related to something sexual. I checked it out and it appeared not so likely to be the case. So I let go of that perspective. It's important to observe that you necessarily, as a counselor, as an external person, you need to check in order to really grasp the dreamer's own sense of what a dream element represents. You can't just put it on them that your interpretation is the right one. Sometimes it's not. You may have an intuition about something, you may have your own projection, and it may be wrong or it may be right. So you still have to check it out with the client. That's what I did here, very cautiously trying to clarify what exactly that dream element was representing to her. It was not clear for her either, so we had to search for it. And in the end, it sort of clarified and became meaningful to her. So hopefully this demonstration has also been useful to you to see the limitations of what an external person can bring in interpreting a dream or working with a dream. So bye bye for now. See you next time.